soccer at all.
Yeah.
But bro, that soccer match that I just watched was by far the most enjoyable, intense sports game that I've ever watched, and that includes like winning 2 Super Bowls at the last minute as a Pats fan.
Well, if you never watch soccer, and if that's like the first, not the first, but I'm saying like,
I think it's just the stakes, bro.
I think soccer's always like that.
I mean, if you watch a match that is not really relevant, it can just be boring because there's not a lot of action. And I think, too, a lot of people that say that, they don't really understand a lot about soccer and how hard it is to actually score a goal. You know, and I feel like Americans are spoiled, bro. Like, we just make shit up. Like, think of the games we invent. Basketball, which more than 1 point. Like, you shoot in the basket, it should just be a point. And then you got a different distance for 2 points.
Yeah.
Like, why go 2 and 3? Football, bro? They're like, nah, Americans like sports and action. Let's call this 7 points. Not just 1. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, we just make up these arbitrary fucking safety. We'll throw 2 points on that one.
I used to watch soccer a lot. I don't, not so much.
Dude, it's just...
It's kind of like hockey, like in the sense where it's a low-scoring game, but when they score, it's like intense as fuck.
But even hockey, bro. Hockey probably 2 to 3 times as many goals as soccer. A lot of hockey games will end like 5-3, 4-2, 4-3.
What did that end at? 3-3 or something?
3-3, bro, which has to be it has to be maybe the highest. Fourth, yeah, like, dude, it's an insanely high score for a soccer game. Yeah, actually, pull one of the mics in front of you, bro, and just keep the volume way low. People have actually said outside of here that they want to hear you when you respond.
Like, put the mic over there by you and then just turn it off.
Yeah, just make sure you have a very low volume. I need the audience to be certain that you are not a part of this and just in the background.
He's our Jamie.
He's our Jamie. Oh, bro, Jamie's valuable as fuck. I mean, yeah, he's our Jamie. No. But, dude, it's like the stakes when you think about it, man. This shit comes once every 4 years. The World Cup I'm talking about, not you.
Right.
Once every 4 years, and it's not like, hey, we just put together the a team. It's you're representing your country, you know? It's like the Olympics. Arguably bigger than the Olympics. What do you think gets more views, bro? Has to be the World Cup. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every 4 years, bro, you're representing your nation. You got the best of the best in the world. And think about it, dude. Like, probably 80% of the people that you've seen
People fucking die over that sport.
Oh, 100%. 80% of the people, so for a country that doesn't fuck with soccer, right? We could probably safely say that. The USA.
What do you mean we don't fuck with soccer?
We don't fuck with soccer.
We have a team.
I get that we have a team, bro. We have a league.
Yeah.
But aside from the World Cup, so if you go other parts of the countries, other parts of the world, soccer's number 1, like everywhere. It's what they watch. In the USA, bro, it's probably not even top 5. You know, football, basketball, UFC, baseball, hockey. Like, soccer is way down there. The MLS, I couldn't name one MLS player.
Yeah, neither
I
can
mean, maybe now I could because I watched the World Cup and they've told me, like, oh, he's played for that club or this club.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just so amped to think of how many Americans are invested in the World Cup and soccer's not even our thing. You know, like, so I was trying to correlate my passion today for watching the game to what if it was my actual nation that was involved in this? You know, how fucking excited would I be?
That'd be fucking awesome.
You know? And then I'm thinking, bro, the stage, like, think about that. 1 billion, like, what is it? 1 billion people watch the World Cup?
Yeah, a billion viewers.
A billion. So think about that as a fucking, and these kids, bro, some of these kids are young, dude. They play for the national team, fucking 16, 17 years old. 20, one of the goal, the penalty kickers today, I think, was 25 years old.
The whole country, the whole thing was on him for 20.
Bro,
25.
think about this. You're 25 years old. You know for a fact that there's a camera angle of you and 1 billion people are watching you in your nation's like biggest moment in the last 20 years. You know what I mean? That's some fucking pressure, bro. Like, everything they see, and everything's in 4K now, bro. You fucking pick your nose, your country see it. The world is seeing that. Everybody's watching you, bro. It's a crazy feeling.
I feel like it's for me personally, it's just like, even football though. I don't really watch a lot of sports in general, but when I sit down and begin to watch it, then I get really into it. Like, hearing about soccer in the World Cup, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, blah blah blah. But if I sat down and watched it, I would get really, really into it. Yeah, just like football.
Well, I think, you know, specifically like the stakes here. What's beautiful to me is the stakes, the moment, the story. Like, think about how much money we pay to be entertained. Like, we'll go and watch movies that are professionally written. Yeah. And they do whatever they can to frame the movie and tell you is the word fictitious or fictitious? A fictitious story to have the type of drama that we saw today organically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you were following, bro. You got a team that's 2 up. The game is basically wrapped up. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go take a shit now in a shower because this game is over. Yeah. Like, I'm shitting, bro. I hear my kids start yelling, oh, Mbappe. I was like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, all right, we're still good. There's only 15 minutes left in this game. And usually you don't see goals happen like that. So I'm doing my thing. I'm scrolling
What was
TikTok.
the goal itself? Or like,
Let me get back to that, right? Because now it's like, I'm still safe, bro. If you have a 1-0 lead in a soccer game with 10 minutes left, you're pretty safe. The percentage has to be above 90%.
2-0 in the World Cup is ridiculous.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, even a 1-goal lead with 10 minutes left, you have to be 90% favorite at that point, maybe even more than that. So, like I said, I'm scrolling TikTok, still shit, not thinking anything of it. I'm not going back out to watch that game. Bro, 90 seconds later, these kids are screaming again that this motherfucker scored, bro. Which is like, bro, it's unheard of.
Pretty
you know?
exciting.
So if you watched a movie with that storyline, you'd be like, that's not really believable. You know what I mean?
So then you see it real, like,
dude,
real life, real world,
real life, bro. And I don't know, man. Every second of it was captivating. Then they get to penalty kicks. Now all I'm thinking about is, what is going through this goalkeeper's mind and his stomach and his heart, knowing that those billion people.
Oh man, I don't want to think about that.
Bro, it's you and a kicker. You know what I mean? Like, you can't rely on anybody
That's
else.
how you get murdered. You miss the block or something.
It goes back to Kane. Imagine
R.I.P. Harry Kane, bro.
Imagine whiffing that at that point.
He did that, bro. You know, the game was on the line to get into this final, and he just missed the net entirely.
What do you feel like after that? What is that feeling?
Suicidal.
He's 94.
Man.
I think it was 94% from the penalty line.
Suicidal is the only word.
Wow.
That has to keep you awake forever, bro. You will never, ever. I can't imagine that you ever get past that moment and thinking of the what ifs.
I'd be thinking, I'm like, man, did I just do that? Did I just fucking do that in front of the whole world?
Hypothetically, he has 2. He has this one and the next one. And I don't think he's going to play another one after that. He'll be 37 on the one after that.
Wild.
Messi just did it, and he's old.
Who's a better player, Messi or that Portuguese dude?
Ronaldo?
What's Ronaldo?
I mean, I don't know enough, but
well, that's like results oriented, right? Because he's
no, it's got to be Messi.
This result goes on your resume. A World Cup. Has Ronaldo won a World Cup?
Yeah, but the whole point is who is a better player, and I think they're even as players.
Do they play the same position?
Well, yeah, they're both. I mean, they both
forwards. Yeah.
Okay.
But there was a guy on TV that said that if you were going to engineer the best soccer player ever, it would be Ronaldo. But if you were if like God were to create a soccer player, it would be Messi. You know what I mean? So like,
that's like Jordan and LeBron, bro. Yeah. God would create fucking Jordan, and a lab would create LeBron.
But the whole
you know what I mean?
The whole argument was.
I hate that comparison.
That's a great comparison.
The whole
because Jordan is bigger. I mean, LeBron is bigger, faster, stronger. Like on paper, he should just be the much better athlete. But there was something inside Jordan that got him to rise to an occasion where now it's a comparison.
Well, the whole argument for years was Messi didn't win a World Cup for his team for Argentina, so he can't be the best.
Right.
And then he took Argentina.
So are we going just like bare skill, or are we going statistics?
Bare skill, it's Messi. He's just a better. I mean, if you think about it, right? If Ronaldo's running towards the goal and somebody comes up next to him, he's gonna take the hit, take the penalty, and and win. Messi is gonna dribble around him, make him look funny, and then score.
Right. Showmanship
So
is
technically
definitely
a better player to me.
It's weird. It's one of those arguments that are probably. Here's the thing with these debates, it's always an opinion-based kind of thing, because the stats are so. Of course.
They're not all inclusive.
Yeah, they're so similar, but they're also like, one might have an edge here, one might have an edge here, you know?
Yeah.
So like it's always going to come down to
LeBron. I mean, who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
Right. You're going to get
tough because so Jordan, he averaged 35 a game or something like that. I think that was his average, some crazy fucking number.
I don't remember. I was young when he was around. I mean,
yeah. I don't know. I look at LeBron highlights and I'm like, man, okay, the guy can dunk. I mean, he's got some game-winning shots.
He's a fucking freak, bro. It's crazy that we're all humans and some of us just rise to such a higher level. Like, this is a highlight of my shit. We're like, yeah, we got a podcast, me and my boy. LeBron at 7 years old was like, I'm just going to work my balls off and be the best basketball player ever.
Yeah, you just watch Messi win the World Cup at 36.
Right. Oh, he's so much older than me, though.
I mean, it's kind of like
I got time.
when you think of like Steph Curry,
I
right?
might pick up soccer.
There's not a statistic for like his specific skill of like off the dribble.
3-point shooting, bro. He's the best
No,
3-point
I'm
shooter.
saying, obviously, I'm saying like what separates outside of his, 3-point shooting and making. I'm saying what really pushes him to like a whole different level is his off the dribble shot. And there's not a statistic for that. Like if you let him look at the hoop for like a split second, it's going in. Like, how do you measure that? How do you?
That's the same as Mbappe.
Bro, his 3-point shooting. There's a very tangible way to measure it. He's the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
Well, of course, yeah. But I mean, even taking that a step further, like it's not only the fact that he just has made more 3-point shots. It's how he does it.
Yeah,
that is not.
You make me want to wear my hat backwards all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Why? Who? Is anybody up there that compares to even Curry? Like even Westbrook?
Ray Allen.
Ray
Allen. It's sad that the World Cup's over. It was so. Another thing I love about the World Cup, bro, is it doesn't cater to like American audiences as far as when the games are shown. Like it's so dope to wake up, bro, on a fucking Tuesday at 10 a.m. and have a huge sports event to look forward to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tuesday, 10 a.m., 2 p.m. Like when.
It should never be at 10 a.m. either. That's the first time and last time ever.
I mean, you say that as an American, for us.
No,
but in Qatar, in the Middle East, it was like primetime TV over there.
You got to remember when you say like American, like America's all immigrants, really.
Just the sheer number of people, though. Yeah. How many Americans do you think watch it, bro? Out of 300 million, maybe a sixth. I bet you could check, bro. World Cup views in the USA.
I bet you it's a decent percentage.
I mean, 1/6 of the world watches the World Cup, so let's say 1/6 of 300 million, would be a fair comparison.
Is that accurate? A sixth of the world?
Well, I might ask seventh actually.
Okay, yeah,
no, seventh. Now there's like 7 billion people in the world.
No, I think there's actually even closer to 8.
I don't fucking know. There's a lot, bro.
When I think of America, like a lot of America's all shit kicking redneck, just white people, right? So,
no,
they probably don't watch the.
There are more people that are, like not shit kicking white people. I don't know the opposite word of that, bro. Shit throwing white people, bro.
Well, I'm thinking like outside of your major cities, like most of the country.
Yeah,
is
but that's
all,
where
like,
more people live.
Is all
there are more people. That's why
country
think about
farmers.
it. When we have the election, more states are red, and win, but more people, the popular vote, are in these blue states. Literally more people that are not those shit kicking Americans you speak of.
The corn-fed Americans.
Shit kicking white folk. I ain't kicking no damn soccer ball around these beaners.
Beaners.
But yeah, it's dope, man. What an event. What a spectacle, bro. And it's cool that it's not often the entire world is doing like unified on anything. You know what I mean? So the fact that no matter where you're from, no matter where you are on the planet, bro, you can talk to somebody that's interested in following the World Cup.
Imagine like while you're watching the World Cup finish or Messi scoring or whatever, you're like, there's a war going on in Ukraine?
Right, bro. Right. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because it's like, I don't know, dude. It's wild. You could literally just be at war with somebody, but be cheering for the same thing. And bro. Like you could have, like you could be from the Ukraine and have a player that is Germany born and he's playing on Germany, or vice versa. So now somebody that you're supposed to be killing, you're kind of like breaking bread with and rooting for. It's a wild concept, man. I'll tell you what. I know the last couple episodes, we were talking about my fucking gambling luck, bro, and I was just taking L's after L's.
Did it turn?
Boy, has that shit turned around, man. I'm running like the sun right now. Jay, yesterday I put a big bet on the Minnesota Vikings. They were heavy favorites to win this game. Dude, at halftime, they were down 33-0.
Damn.
Look up the record, please, for me, of teams trailing by 30 or more that have ever won. The record was like 1,201. Like, bro. Wow. They're down 33-0. I get so pissed. It's like 5:30.
You're like, this
I'm
is
so
typical.
annoyed. Yeah, I'm so annoyed, bro. I'm so fucking annoyed that at 5:30, I crawled into bed. I said, babe, I called Sasha. I was like, hey, can you just like put some blankets on me? I'm just going to sleep. Yeah. This sucks. I'm so annoyed. I go to sleep.
Yeah, the number's too big.
Bro, I wake up and it's in overtime. Like, They
Like,
just
what
came back,
happened?
bro. They came back to complete the biggest comeback in NFL history and win that game.
Wow.
I'm like, the gambling gods, bro. The gambling gods, dude.
You never know, man. Like I always feel like sports betting, like even though there's so many informed sports bettors out there, but it's just so random. It's so random. How do you feel about that? Like what? I don't sports bet, but I know so many people that do.
Bro, for such an avid poker player, you don't really bet on much, huh?
No,
You shoot some craps.
I shoot some craps in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Interesting.
Like all my friends, my whole life have been sports bettors.
Yeah, I'm a DGen dude.
Yeah, like decent sized bets or what?
That's all perspective, you know.
Yeah,
To some people, my bets are big. To some, they don't even matter.
yeah. Ant was booking for a while. I know so many private people.
Not the kind of shit you want to say on the podcast.
It don't matter.
Hey,
now.
this other dude I know is breaking the law. Shout out to this guy.
I didn't say his last name.
Let's talk about something else, you fucking mongoloid.
You know what was just crossing through my. Never mind.
Whoa.
Never mind.
You have to say it now.
No, I'm not gonna say it. Now.
You have to say
No
it.
way.
Tell me off camera. You have to say it off camera.
Oh man. So,
I don't know,
what's
man.
the plan for today?
It's the same old shit, bro. Sunday, do this podcast with you. Pretend to have shit in common. Go play some poker. Avoid all the novelty games. Probably win some dough. Because, most of the players I play with suck. Like, I love them as people, but as players, they're terrible. So I like spending my Sundays making a few bucks. I used to have a few drinks, but that's not happening anymore. We're limited to only drinking on the podcast now.
We'll see how long that
Can you hear
lasts.
that? Can you hear that through the? Yeah, dude. I mean, I think I'm an alcoholic, so it might not last very long. But
Why do you think that?
doesn't- I drink a lot of alcohol.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're dependent. You know what I mean?
I guess.
You might just like to party.
I definitely, like to. I enjoy being drunk. You can say that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I've never tried to stop, but I've never stopped for a while. But I know, Thursday when the reason I want to stop is just straight for nutrition value. Like I thought I was being slick drinking only whiskey and tequila. I'm like, yeah, there's no calories in that. And then I found out there's fucking just as much tequila, bro. Calories, just as many calories in a shot of tequila than there is if I just have like a light beer or something.
right.
And if I'm having, 5-6 mixed drinks, 5-6 shots when I go out and drink, that's like 1,200 calories, bro. And obviously I'm on a health kick. I'm trying to get healthy, so drinking all those calories is fucking with my goal. So I'm just gonna not do it.
Or you just work a little harder.
Nah,
Yeah, you sound really motivated.
I am. I mean, it's one or the other, bro. Here's the thing: I'd rather work less and not drink than drink and work more.
Yeah. I know so many people that try to play both sides. It's tough. It's hard.
No, I mean, you definitely can. I'm sure I'll get to that
manageable.
point. It's just discipline, That's it.
I don't really drink that much. I smoke a lot. Last night I tied one on. Last night I was flipping stacks for like probably like $400 or $500. But I was just heavy drinking scotch.
Yeah, luckily I was on the right side of one of those the other night. To end the night too, it put me in the green. I was into the game pretty deep, and then I fought my way back. I ended up cashing out like a little more than even, and then the one of the players was down to flip for what he cashed out for, which was a good chunk. And then I pulled a queen, and I'm like, Bingsky, And if you're listening and you know what I mean, it's when you flip. Each of you flip a card. Like I'd flip a card, Jay would flip a card, higher card wins the money. It's definitely a degenerate type thing,
I
but
saw T last night.
fun. Terrell,
Yeah. He had a nice fucking,
yeah, I invite him to our games all the time, bro. I want to see like every time he posts a picture, he's up, he's winning. I'm like, yo, come put that shit to the test because I play with you in real life and I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you never know. When people post pictures like that, and I'm not taking anything away from what he's doing and whatever. I'm not saying that he's, you don't know how much they're into the game for.
I mean, nobody posts
Right.
pictures of losses.
I've actually, there's been a couple of times where I'm like, all
don't
right.
give a shit.
There's been a couple
I
of
don't give a
times I
fuck.
jumped on the book and I just posted a picture of the empty felt in front of my seat, and I'm like, not the best night.
Well,
There's no chips at all there.
Again, the
a
reality is
half drink.
like we talked about this. Like again, avid cash players know that you're not always winning because you'd be
there's variance, bro.
Yeah,
Everybody would do it.
right.
Speaking of avid, though, I did decide a few days ago to take it seriously and actually track my shit.
What app are you using?
What's that?
What app?
Shit, I think
Poker
it's
analytics?
Yeah, poker tracker or some weird shit, bro.
You got to subscribe.
No, poker income is what it's called.
Oh, I think that's
I don't know. Hey, bro, I wonder if there's a way to connect this to that so it would show that. No, probably not. But anyways,
Bluetooth the screen.
You can go in the browser.
I don't know if I can Bluetooth the
Show it up
screen
there?
to that. I know I can Bluetooth the audio to it. That'd be sick. But yeah, so it just shows the basic shit. I don't know. Fucking. How's that look on camera? Any good?
Can't see anything.
No. It's like just white. It's just white light. But yeah, like just again, I feel like I play enough where why not track it, and really see what I'm doing? Because I like to think that I'm winning more than I lose. Now at the end of the year, I can actually see, hey, is this just a bad habit that I should kick because it's costing me money?
Jay's
Or
pass tracking.
yeah, I get it.
The reality is though, even let's say you do good for a year, right? Even that sample size is probably too small. You probably you probably have to go at least past 2 years.
Are you just looking for something to say, bro? Like you shot down my arbitrary number with you and put your arbitrary number there. Like, nah.
No, actually, that's talking to the pros in Vegas.
They say
when I
2
was
years?
there. Yeah. Well, yeah.
fuck them
So
pros,
I'm not talking about like the celebrity pros. I'm talking about
Well, actually, it shouldn't even be a time. It's how much you play, how many games there. Because the sample size, if I can play for 10 years once every 6 months, that's
Yeah.
not a 10. The time is not relevant.
Well, you know what?
it's the amount
this
of
is what they
hands.
told me.
It's
This
the
is
amount of
like
hands.
the station casinos that are around, not like on the Strip in Vegas. I think not Red Rock, but all anybody who lives in Vegas or around Vegas or visits Vegas a lot knows what I'm talking about. The station casinos, those guys in there were saying, yeah, so many people come out to Vegas because they had like an amazing year and they think like, oh, I'm going to do this for a living. And they totally, 6 months they're out, they're done, or within that year they're back home.
I'm sure.
And that's a long time to run well. I mean,
Well, again, I don't put any stock in how long it was versus how many hands it is. How many hands, how many sessions.
Yes,
That-
right.
That's kind of the
that
relevant.
all is included too. So
This, sessions and hands so much more relevant than time.
I mean, it's kind of like somebody, and we talked about this again. Somebody saying, "Yeah, I make $30 an hour playing 1-2." You can make $100 an hour if you play one hand and you double up.
Right, or you could make fucking 500 an hour.
Yeah,
Like,
but like the real going rate, like a good rate at 1-2 is like $15 to $20 an hour. You making $20 an hour at 1-2? That's fucking amazing.
yeah. See, I mean, at that level. So when I look at it, I think about more like big blinds you're winning per hour, which
Right,
you know what I mean. At 1-2 is obviously $2. So that would be 10 bigs an hour. What is, George? Can you look at? Is there like a general rule of thumb? If you want to be a pro, you should win this many big bets per hour. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm not going crazy and studying, but I'm just going to be a little more conscious. Not be as
just track
gambly
it,
when
see
I
what
play.
happens.
Track it. Here's my biggest leak, bro. What cost me the most money playing is tipping. I'm just, and it's weird because I enjoy being a good tipper, but I'm like overly fucking just giving money to people.
It says if you expect to play and win in 2-5, you need 5 to 12 big blinds per hour, and if you're a pro, it's 7 to 12.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be a pro, let's go on the short side. 7.
That's $60 at $2.5 an hour.
No, you know how to count, bro? 7 times 5.
No, I was doing
That's
that for 12. I was
35s.
doing it for 12.
So I said let's look at the low end. 7.
Yeah,
you go,
that's about right.
You go for the high end.
$50, $60 an hour.
So I mean,
2.5?
at the end of the day, the amount of money is not the key there. It's how many big blinds you're winning. Obviously, as you get better, your stakes go up, your income goes up.
Yeah.
Just like anything else, any commission based job.
Well, I was just trying to connect what you just said, like your tipping. Your tipping doesn't necessarily mean that you're
100% it does.
No,
1,000%, bro. When you track,
Hold on, let me just
here's
finish
what
my
you
thought
track.
for a second.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
So let's say you have an
no
amazing
patience.
session. You win whatever, right? Over a certain amount of time, whatever. I mean, if you tip half of that, that doesn't mean that you suck at poker. You know what I'm saying?
We're just talking about straight like return your money. Like the
ROI and okay, yeah.
because that 100% is a factor.
Of course.
But
right.
I think that means that you suck. That is a small indicator that you suck at poker because you're not managing your bankroll properly.
And that's
Do you count tips
which is
in
a
your
part of it.
tracking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count tips on my tracking.
Well, you should.
You should,
If you
yeah.
don't, you're
Well,
not
so if
doing it
If you're
correctly.
sitting at a 2-5 table and you're
Yeah.
tipping for the hour through the hour, and then you count your stack at the end, you're going to count out what you tipped.
Yes. Or keep. That's what separates
Yeah.
the pros from the non-pros.
Yeah,
Well, and that's the
But
reality
I
of it
wouldn't
too.
expect you
'cause-
to, bro. You're not a pro.
Well, you do that. You
I'm
you
starting to now. That's
calculate
what I'm
tips?
saying.
Well,
I'm
every
starting
dollar
to now.
counts.
No, but
You know what I mean?
If you're sitting in a 2-5 game, right? You're sitting
Yeah.
tracking. You're tracking from now on.
You have to count the tips. Yeah.
No, but you specifically, I'm saying.
Oh, I don't track anymore.
No, but if you did, what I'm saying is, if you did,
I
track,
used to, yes.
and you went to
Well,
2-5,
yes.
but you at the end of your session, you would say what
Yes.
your total is. But
Yes.
you wouldn't track what your tips were from.
Of course you do.
6 hours?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. That's what
absolutely.
we're trying to explain to you. I think that's the part of this that you're missing is what I've been doing is what most people do is just go play and whatever happens happens. You know, now I play often enough where it's worth knowing. You know, I'd like to take a look back after 20 sessions.
I would calculate the end number. Like if
Yeah, I
won
get that, bro.
500 and I leave for 1,200, I'm saying $700 profit. I'm not saying I made 800.
That's what it is, bro. But you'll never know if you're tipping incorrectly that way.
But you want the data. You know what I'm saying? You want to know how much you're giving away per hour.
Yeah, I know you for sure want the data, but I'm saying ideally 100%. But me personally, I don't think I'd ever track tips.
Well,
Yeah.
if you ever
Even if
want
I was a professional, like I just wouldn't. It's
But here's what I think. I mean this wholeheartedly. Yeah, I don't think you can ever get to the professional level without taking a look at that and adjusting and tracking it. Because at the end of the day, bro, that could be the difference of.
$1,000 in a tournament tomorrow, I'd be a professional.
Yeah, but I mean, no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would quit my job and be a professional poker player. For
Yeah,
sure.
but so you made a great comment earlier about the people that have a great year and go to Vegas and then dry up. That's what I think it is. The people who have one huge bink and then go and try to do it pro now because they have a lot of money.
Right.
Having a lot of money doesn't, or one lucky score doesn't make you a good player. And it doesn't make you profitable. You get what I'm saying? It means you got lucky, bro. If I play the lottery every week and boom, I smack a scratch ticket for $100K, should I say, nice, now I got $100K, I'm just going to play the lottery professionally?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what
I
I mean?
agree with you.
Like, think, one of my good friends, Danny McCoy, bro, had a crazy bink. He's still a fish. He never took that professionally.
Well, brings up
and
the
got better.
question. Like, so what makes a good poker player?
Yeah, see, I think Danny's a great poker player.
I don't.
Why?
What makes a good poker player? What is your definition of like?
I mean, every big tournament I'm in with him, he goes super deep. He outreads people. He outplays people. I've seen him physically outplay professionals.
He loves
Yeah.
Danny. I knew he was going to get personal on this
No,
one.
but I would say the same thing about your game. If I was going to watch a 1-2 or 2-5 game and I watched you play in it,
Yeah.
I would. I mean, you have an edge in that game. Danny has an edge in tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably disagree. I mean, actually, I can't.
Danny has an
I
edge
agree. I
against
agree
a
with.
average person?
Well, take your emotion and volume level down too much, bro. You're wearing your heart on your sleeve here. I know you love him, and I do too. But I think, relative to the story, bro, like having one big bink doesn't mean that you're consistently going to be able to do this for a living.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's the point that I'm making. You know what I mean? Like in that sense, I think he's still a fish because I feel like if you're playing that consistently and you go and run that deep in a tournament, 30K. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, maybe not to put his business on. I didn't say his name. But like you should, if you're good and you're studying and you're continuously getting better,
Yeah.
you should be playing consistently in bigger tournaments, bigger buy-ins, resulting in
but
bigger wins.
It's different for Danny specifically because he won
That's
that.
not necessarily
Get off
true
his
either.
nuts, bro.
But he won that tournament early when he started playing poker. If he won that tournament now,
Well, there's a
it would
part.
be different
There's a part of me
tournament.
that I don't think that you would give anybody credit for anything.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I wouldn't because then you got somebody like like Jason. I'm not going to say any first and last names,
Yeah.
but won a big score. Like a small 5-figure score. Kept playing.
Yeah.
Following year, a couple 5-figure scores. Kept playing.
Yeah.
The following year, a 6-figure score. That's somebody that it's very obvious that is a good player who continues to get better and get better. And I'd say he has an edge in fucking games. Like I give people credit where it's due.
Yeah.
I just I play with a lot of the people we're talking about in the lowest level games, where it's so easy to have an edge. I don't really consider that a real edge in the poker scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's really hard to
Like
judge.
if you're going and fucking beating people in bar poker all the time, it's like, where's the edge, bro?
well, and that's
That's
the
not
thing.
even
And that-
profitable.
that's why I
Like
say
winning is not even profitable. That's
it's
not an edge.
hard to judge because a game, let's say that like for instance, let's take Terrell right now. Like it seems like he's running well or he's playing well or whatever, blah blah. But we don't necessarily know what's happening behind the scenes, right? And you would say, well, why doesn't he come to the Pawtucket game, or why doesn't he play in this game at X, Y, and Z? Because you have to play in the games that you're beating, right?
That's the other thing too. Game selection
is huge,
and playing against the weaker players is also a profitable skill. In poker.
Of course.
The funniest thing I see, bro, and I think I've told you this before about you playing, is when you get somebody and their ego is involved in poker and they're just trying to outplay everybody, they just start losing. You know?
Oh yeah,
like
poker syndrome.
The obvious thing is to say, okay, these players suck. I'm just going to take advantage of them. Yeah. Not to say he's good. I'm going to try to outplay him, because like you might, but it's going to be more difficult, and it's definitely not as profitable from just taking advantage of the fish.
And that's why there's like this huge dichotomy in poker. It's like,
bro, don't like be using fucking words like that around. What does dichotomy mean?
I have no idea.
George, what does dichotomy
There's different
mean?
ways of winning in poker, right? You can. So put it this way. So like you play like 4 hands every fucking 10 hours. So like if somebody said to me, hey, is Josh a
hard lie, but go ahead.
Is Josh a good poker player? I'd be like, he can definitely hold his own. I think you maximize and capitalize off of basic strategy, which is amazing. It works, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but let's put Josh in a.
Hold on. Let me get a word in
finish my thought.
But get a word in here. I can't let you carry on.
Hold
with
on,
a lie,
hold on, wait.
Let
me finish.
It's a lie, though.
It's my opinion. It's
but
not
it's
a lie.
Bro. I can't say my opinion is this is a purple fluffy table. It doesn't make it safe because it's my opinion. It's still a lie.
Really fast. So let's put Josh in a skilled game, right, where there's other players that are either as good or better. Would Josh still hold his own? I have no idea. It doesn't even matter what I think, though, right? We're just talking. And I think that applies to a lot of players. A lot of players are not necessarily versatile in, let's say, even moving from cash tournament, turn them to cash. So like when I asked earlier, like what makes a good poker player? I don't know. What do you think? What makes a good poker player?
All right. So I'm going to tackle what you said in a couple of steps here.
Sure.
The first thing is that you said, the amount of hands I play for an hour, just flat out lie. Because what you're doing is you're trying to imply that I'm tight and I don't give a lot of action. I don't play many hands, which is just false.
You are tight.
No, that's not true. Bro, I literally, you've never played cash with me. Not one time ever.
But every time we play with you in any other game, you're tighter.
You don't play poker with me ever, bro.
I play with you a bunch, though.
You don't play poker with me ever.
Though. You're taking it almost defensive. Like, it's not bad.
I'm taking it.
It's good in poker.
That's not offensive. I'm
just being. I just want it to be accurate, for the sake of accuracy. So I play more voluntary hands than at least half the people at the table. Like I'm voluntary in the pot
game
at every cash game that I play.
You are probably on the lower end of.
Well, that's just not true. Again. This is a weird opinion that you have over maybe playing with me 4 times, and I think you're doing.
Bro, we've been playing with each other for years.
Again, no. I think that you're trying to.
I feel like you're tighter than the average person.
You've never played cash game with me ever, not one game, bro.
But I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I don't care what. Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care what you fucking say.
I don't care if you think it's bad or not. Whether you think it's bad or not is irrelevant to me. And what you just said, that my style wouldn't change in cash
what you think
or in tournament, is completely crazy to say that, bro. Your style 100%. Bro, tournament has a basic strategy. It's tight, loose, looser. If you're not tight in the beginning and opening up as the tournament goes on, you suck. That's like tournaments 101, bro.
It to Jay or myself.
No. I'm
both of us for sure.
Well, I'm not even comparing it to me. I'm just saying from the table.
Compared to you, damn, bro. I don't want to say this and sound like a dick, but I think you're a fish. I'm definitely tighter than you. But I'm more aggressive than you also. But I'm not.
Why do you gotta get personal?
No, I'm not, dude. It's just like,
I don't know how to say this, but you suck.
Because there are poker terms. No, because there are poker terms that I think, are just like relevant to the dynamic. Fish is not like a personal insult. It's just like, a loose player that loses a lot of hands. So
that always loses.
not that always loses, but it's just a fish, bro. I call everybody a fish. Because to the average player, bro, compared to the average player, I'm far from tight, dude. Like, I straddle. I actually make most games that I play in, like, uncomfortable with action. Now, if you're playing in a game that, like, there's crazy action, of course, I'm probably closer to normal or just,
I'd like to see this one night.
Well, you see it every night, bro. You play with me twice a week, and if you're... All right.
Yeah, you're one of the tighter players at the table.
Bro, that's so fucking false, dude. I straddle every opportunity that I have.
Wait, hold on.
I raise more than 50% of my straddles, regardless of my hand.
Let me qualify what I'm saying. Like
You
I'm
can't.
just
It's
talking
a lie.
about the amount of hands that you see versus the amount of hands that you play, which is it's actually a good thing in
good thing.
poker.
It's a compliment.
I'm not saying.
Well, I don't care if you mean it as a compliment. All I care is that you're accurate when you say it.
Yeah,
Like, how you feel about it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just the accuracy.
Well, we're
of
having
what
a
you're saying.
conversation. You're talking to me, so like, what
I
do you
know,
want me to do?
but again, bro, I just want it to. I want what you say to be accurate. What you're saying is not accurate.
What I'm saying is very
It's
accurate.
his opinion, though.
Yeah.
It's all right, bro. You don't need to interject.
Grab that
on
mic
this.
from him.
Sorry. That's what I'm saying. Put the mic back. You know, there's a very clear dynamic. We ask, you answer, bro. Because when you say that, bro, are you comparing it to you? Like, you play more hands than me, yes.
Of course, I play more hands than a lot of people.
Yeah, you play more hands than everybody
I'm
at the
comparing
table.
it from just my whole poker experience from
Okay.
day one to today.
So
I'm
on
saying
any
for
average
most-
game,
yeah.
on any average game, if you take an average game, obviously some games are skewed to more action, some a little more tight. At any average game,
Yeah.
I'm going to voluntarily be in more pots than at least 50% of the players there.
Okay, you might say you're saying that. I haven't seen that. I don't
You
know.
do see it though,
No, I don't.
unless you're not paying attention, because what actually happens and what you see are not the same thing. Can we
Well-
agree on that? Like, if I didn't see you raise because
I say
I
if
was
we-
paying attention, hold on, let me finish
Yeah.
now. If you raise and I didn't see it because I wasn't paying attention, that doesn't mean you didn't raise. It means I didn't see it. And what you're saying is like a cop out for being wrong right here. Oh, I didn't see it, so I don't think it happens.
No, you said that. I didn't say that.
No, it happens, bro.
If we took a poll of the players around the table of the game that we play in regularly, I guarantee you that they would agree.
Well,
with
you
me.
can't guarantee that because
can
again, that
guarantee
would be
it.
false.
I can guarantee it.
You can't. Actually, we're gonna do it today.
Okay. I'm gonna say, hey, does Josh play more hands than the average person, or does he wait for hands? Now, I'm not saying that you're not. There's certain times when you're action, and I'm either
All
way.
the time.
It's neither good nor bad. This is just my opinion.
Again, the good or bad part doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's just the
Well,
accuracy of the things you
it's
say.
your reaction that it would make me think that you're getting defensive over it, and I'm like,
Well, because
well,
it's
why are you getting
it's
defensive?
it's
It's
a
like
lie.
actually a good thing.
Well, again, bro, if you think it's good or bad, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's just not accurate. I just care that it's accurate. I don't care if you think it's good or bad. I just want it to be factual.
So wait, when they
from my-
play double
from my
board PLO, you play?
Oh, 100% no, bro.
Okay,
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about, bro.
Well, no, I'm just trying to prove a point to the sense that even so, when everybody else is playing, you're not playing.
No, that's not Hold'em. I'm talking about Hold'em.
Okay, we're talking about poker.
Yeah, when they go and play bingo, I don't play that with them either.
They don't play that at the poker table.
All right, they don't play fucking PLO at the poker table. It's,
What? Yes,
at
they do.
that point, it's a bomb pot table, bro. I got no time for that now. But in Hold'em, I'm in probably 70% of hands.
In any, okay, what? No, fuck
Maybe,
it out of here.
that might be a stretch, bro.
what the fuck?
Maybe
That
50,
would be a lot
maybe
for even
50.
me, and
Maybe-
I'm in like,
well, bro, but that's the biggest league, bro. Is I feel like you play so many hands, way too
yeah,
many hands,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Bro, I've been hearing that my whole fucking life.
Jesus. But I don't even think like I feel like you can play a lot of hands. Playing them aggressively is important though. Like if you're loose and aggressive, that's fine. Earlier when I made the comment about, him being a fish,
Yeah.
it wasn't because, like I don't really think there's necessarily wrong with playing a lot of hands. But being loose and passive is like detrimental to any player, bro. And when I see people that just like call and then they're passive, you're always going to lose that way. You know what I mean? You're
Well, can
gonna
we
lose
agree
all the
that
time.
playing more hands is fundamentally against basic poker strategy?
I think there are fundamental, like safe ways to play. Like if you're tight and you're aggressive, you're probably going to win most of the time.
Right. Yes. And that's
And
the way,
then,
that's
and
the way
then
you
if,
play. That's,
and then if no,
in that game, I think.
lean more towards like a bit loose and aggressive. But one thing I'm not is I'm not passive. You won't see me calling a lot. You won't see me like in pots unless I was the raiser or the re-raiser. Like I don't typically like to call and then just let it happen.
I think dust collects on your chip stacks.
You wouldn't know. You don't see them.
No, but anyway, so let's go back really fast to what we think is a good poker player. Like, what defines a good poker player? And I'll give you my personal opinion. Like, I really believe it's somebody that is very versatile, that can play tournament and cash. That is just like Phil Ivey. Phil Ivey is a very he no matter what fucking game he plays, he kind of like dominates.
Oh, he's one of the best ever, of course.
Like there's people. You're saying Danny earlier. Is he a good cash player?
Absolutely not, bro. I mean, yes. No, he's such a great. He's a great cash player, and I would really like if he started coming to the games more often. No, he's a super catch fish. But yeah, 20. I mean, 20s. He's again, bro. It's He's got an edge probably over the average player. You know, and which doesn't. The average player is so bad.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like if you take it moderately seriously, you're going to have an edge over the average player.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Cash is kind of a dunk. But I feel like you see that a lot of times, man, with players that play so like there's not a balance. Like they're just tournament players, and then they dabble in cash, bro. And it's so obvious that they're used to playing tournaments. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it sticks out like a sore
Sticks
thumb.
out like a sore thumb. You can tell right away if this player, he just like leaning towards tournaments. He or she.
Playing cash.
Yeah, he's fucking horrible.
Yeah, you'll see it,
It
even
seems
if
like he's horrible. I don't know, like whatever's.
Cash
even
is
if you're
awful.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Well, I think like his cash highlights are all fucking like. I don't even know if he has any cash highlights.
How about when he had the King Jack on the Queen 10-9 board and he gets the guy to fold the Jack 8.
pull up the hand, bro, so we can watch it.
Unreal.
Yeah, that'd be fucking.
On the flop.
Anyways, where were we?
What's a good poker player versus?
So you don't think Phil Hellmuth is a good poker player?
I think he is a great tournament player.
That's crazy to say, bro. That's outrageous.
There's certain things too. Like I say this, and like somebody might laugh at me for saying this, but there's certain games where I feel that like I would have to like dumb my game down to win, and I'm not really interested in doing that because then it puts me in bad habit.
That's such an obnoxious thing to say.
It is. It kind of is.
I think that's just, you know what that is? It's a leak in your game.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's what I mean by the dichotomy. You can look at it like it's a
Stop
leak.
saying dichotomy if you can't explain to me what it means.
It means like, yeah.
Do you not know what it means? Are you just using phlebotomy? You're just saying words.
What, phlebotomy? No. I know what it means
What
in
does
context.
dichotomy
I don't know
mean?
what it. Look it up. Can we bring that up real fast? What does dichotomy mean? It means like double, not contrast. Well,
Like a double-edged sword?
it means like.
Division or contrast between two things.
Oh, there we go. See, okay,
Like a double-edged sword.
but
A conflict.
right. So like it
Dichotomy.
can definitely be argued like, yeah, that's a leak in your game because you can't adjust to the game to win, right? And then there's the other argument like, well, you know what? As an avid player, put it this way. We go play pub poker. I don't play pub poker anymore because to win in pub poker, I'd have to dumb my game down. And I'm not saying that being condescending. I'm saying like I might have to call off my stack with, top pair. And that's not, to me, at where I'm at in poker, that was me fucking 10 years ago.
I feel like there's so much context that needs to be applied to what you said because even today, the best players in the world, in the biggest tournaments in the world, call off their stack with top pair.
Yeah, of course. There's certain scenarios.
Right. You know what I mean?
You can't bluff at pub poker. like, rarely.
Right.
You can't bluff into three people.
It would take me to
hard
play
you shouldn't
a
really be
whole...
bluffing into three people in cash either, though. It's hard to bluff into three people no matter what.
Well, yeah, of course. But think about this. Like, when you're playing against people that are
just bluffing into a full table. Family pot.
When you're playing against
8,
people
9,
that
10
are
clubs
skilled,
just firing out.
right? That are skilled players that are, let's say they're equal or better than you. They are watching you, what you're doing. They know how to read the board, the actions, the tells and stuff like that. And then you go to, let's say, a pub poker game or where there's not, very skilled players, any cash game, and they have no idea what they're doing. They're just calling you down because it's just weird. You would have to adjust your game to that, and I'm not willing to do that just to win. And which I know it sounds obnoxious. It sounds like.
No, I mean, if you just don't enjoy the game, you don't enjoy the game. At the end of the day, the stakes aren't high enough for it to be worth it. Because if I told you that you could go and play a tournament, like a pub poker tournament, where the buy-in was $20, but first place was $2,500, you'd probably be like, okay, this is worth dumbing my game down for a few hours because the return was worth it. You know what I mean? But to do all that, and leave there with $100 when your tab is 140 is definitely not worth it.
The problem is that if you consistently play that, well, then that becomes your game. Well, that's what happens to me, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a nice sentiment that you're saying. I think it's a weird way to say that you're better than everybody that you play against.
I don't think I'm better. There's no way. I don't think I'm better than everybody. I think,
but I don't think that I mean, the best players in the world.
Yeah,
would still prefer to play an easier game that they can win money at.
Sure, but not a fucking wild game.
No, well, that's the thing is it's not real. I don't even look at it as like real. Don't get me wrong, the hand rankings, like the rules are the same, but it's not real poker, like it's just like a night out for friends and socializing and short money where
What are you talking
nobody's
about? The game that we
pub,
play.
pub poker.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking it really serious. You got a few people that are trying to win.
Yeah.
But then again, at the end of the day, there's a lot of players that's the only poker that they play, so that their skill level is almost capped. Like I don't think playing that, if you continue to play regular games and those games evenly, I don't think it fucks with your skill level, because it does. A monkey could realize, hey, there's a different way to play here versus here.
Yeah.
Or if it does, like it shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like maybe when you play that and you feel like it's taking your skill level down, you're playing not a good balance of both. You're playing more of that than you are of real poker.
Exactly. And some other people are just stronger willed. Like it might not affect them like it affects me.
Like some people are just better humans. Smarter,
Stronger, better looking.
No, because I could see it, Like you play only pub poker for 2 years, and then you go play in a real tournament. You're like, wait, what's going on? The blinds are 100, 200. Should I not be raising the 2,500?
Yeah. I compare it right now. Like, so Foxwoods, their 1-2 game is probably the toughest 1-2 game on the East Coast.
When you say toughest, do you mean tightest?
I say just hardest. Just
hardest to beat?
Not hardest. I don't know what. Yeah, that would take.
What the
some
fuck do you mean?
Definition. It's just a hard one. It's not soft, right? You go to Mohegan, the game's softer over there. You go to a house game.
What do these words mean, bro? I need to understand.
Yeah, I guess it is
harder to beat that game
to some degree.
Softer would mean easier to beat that game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I was just trying to define what you're saying here, bro.
So, like going to any other 1-2 game after playing that so much, you just you're accustomed to a certain level of play, and then and again, somebody could be like, "Well, that's just you. You're not adapting to the game, right?"
Yeah. But when you say tough, what makes it tougher? Because I feel like we could break it down.
We'll put it this way. So, my worst. This is me personally. The worst game that I ever play in is a game where everybody's limping in, like nobody's raising pre-flop. Certainly nobody's 3-betting pre-flop, and everybody's limping in just to fucking trap. Like the whole fucking table is, and that goes right up my ass. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, are we playing poker, or you want to check it down to see who wins?
So it seems to me that from my perspective, the easy game, or the easiest way to beat that game would to just be aggressive pre-flop.
Right, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Whatever the table's doing, you do the opposite.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Now that we solved that.
Doesn't happen often, bro. Now Jay's going to go to Foxwoods and be like, this game's so soft, bro. All I got to do is raise.
Yeah, and then, obviously then there's a certain level of, enjoyment versus, are you playing for money or are you playing for recreation? That whole thing. There's a lot of elements to being a good poker player.
I feel like when you say you're playing for recreation and you don't care about losing money, it's just an excuse because you're playing poorly.
No. I used to think the same exact thing.
Because I don't care about the money. Like, I'd rather win the money. You said it too. You'd rather win the money.
Of course.
Like, none of us are going there hoping that we lose.
Yeah.
I get as lit and have as much fun as anybody in the place.
Yeah,
But I'd
of course.
still rather win the money. You know? And I feel like that happens more often.
I agree with you there.
I think you can separate that fully for if you're not seeing success in the game. It's not because you don't care. It's just because you're playing bad.
That's not accurate at all.
Okay.
it's not.
You said it earlier that you're playing too many hands.
Yeah, well,
and we've inherently defined that playing less hands is better.
Yes.
So if you know that you're playing, how are you saying you're not playing badly?
Because there's a difference between making conscious decision to not give a fuck and versus, like you're like you said, which I agree, a lot of people do, and
I think you're missing my words. Yeah. I'm not saying that you are a bad player.
Oh, I don't take it that way.
You are playing badly at that game.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
If you're not interested in winning wins or losses, then yeah, you're gonna play bad naturally.
But you are interested in winning. You said that you'd rather win.
No, there's being intentional going into a game. Like, you know what, I'm gonna try not to lose. I'm gonna try to win. And then there's I don't really give a fuck what happens. I'm gonna have a good time. And obviously, you still would rather win, but it's like.
You're just in a gambler. You're willing to gamble more. Just mix it up
It's
more.
not even a gamble thing. It's just like yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's the fine. Lonnie and I talk about this all the time, going down to the woods so often. Are we using it as a social thing?
He takes it from here and tries to be quiet to not make much noise.
Well,
Right in front of the mic, bro. Right in front of the mic. He's putting all the ice in the glass.
why is this mic on?
No, probably not.
Oh,
It shouldn't be. But it's all right. I actually, to be honest, when I'm listening to a podcast and I can hear that extra shit like filling glasses and ice, I like it in the background.
I think we should turn the day.
well, it's more
I
natural.
think it feels cool. But this has a built-in bidet right now. I'm hovering.
Whoa.
I think we should turn the bidet on.
Yeah, hook me up.
Nope.
What do you need? What kind of whiskey is this? Woodford Reserve?
Yeah, actually,
Tastes cheap.
it's $35 a bottle.
So it is cheap.
Again, Terrell's the one that this is what he drinks, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I'm not a big bourbon guy.
That's good.
I said, Terrell, if I don't like it, I'm just going to give it to you. Unfortunately,
Terrell, if I don't like it, I'm going to bone you.
Okay.
Make sure when we post this, we tag him. Hey, cut to this part. You talk about
We
getting
should.
boned.
Everybody that we mention their name, we should definitely be doing
except
that.
the one that you said was a bookie. We won't tag his personal and business page.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the bookie tag. So that's cool.
I think if I honestly, and this is the hard part for me, and this is where like I suck as a poker player.
True.
If I were to, and it all comes down to discipline. If I were to track winnings and losses again, I mean, I'd have to take it really serious. And I'll tell you what really actually helped me out when I was tracking was I wasn't necessarily worried about how much I'm winning. All I wanted to see was that I'm showing a profit. I don't give a fuck if it was $15 or $700. So like I was just always entering green. That was my train of thought. I just want to see green. At some point, I'm going to walk away.
Because at that point, you're doing something you really enjoy and it's not costing you money.
So you just brought up an amazing point. But when you start tracking, you're making the game all about the money and not about. It turns into work. It turns into disciplined. Like
Yeah, would you have the same amount of fun if you were tracking?
no, not at all.
Really?
Exactly.
Not at all.
I don't know if I'll
Not even close.
I'll let you guys know in 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome at the end of the 6 months to be like, hey, look, I'm fucking green. I'm up 15K or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But it's definitely not as fun as, just, hey, I'm just going to go and fuck around.
I don't know. Because I do, again, I go and fuck around and have a blast. I don't have less fun when I win.
Well, that's a calculated, have fun, which is good. It's a great strategy if it is calculated.
I just have a blast no matter what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's not fun. Playing all those novelty games and losing to bad players.
Yeah.
In fact, I think now that I'm being more conscious of that, I'm having more fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Like I used to say, the fun would be going up to the cage and cashing in. That's
I feel
the
like,
fun.
yeah. Cash,
When you're at the table, it's business.
At the table is fun. Putting in the app is fun. So now it's like
Right.
an extra layer of fun.
Yes. It's like a whole different.
Yeah. Losing, losing is not
honestly,
fun.
when you're sitting there and you're playing tight and like everybody's playing hands and you're just sitting there, it's like,
But that's the thing. Again, my play style isn't changing at all.
Right.
Like
Very tight.
and what we talked about earlier, I'm the most aggressive loose player on the table. I mix it up more than everyone, and
you are not the most.
No, we got Curtis and James throws some chips around. All right, so let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
In that game that we played Wednesday,
Right. Yeah.
who would you say mixes chips around the most if you had to name 4 people?
Wait, that night?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's easy. That's
Just tell me.
James, Curtis, yourself, and myself.
Okay. So that was 4 people he named, George.
Yeah.
Okay. We had 9 players at that table. Would that tip me towards the higher half of mixing it up or the lower half? It's a rhetorical question. The answer is
Lower half.
yeah, right. Like I'm more aggressive than most of the table. I play more hands than most of the table.
No, that's a different question.
No, it's not.
I think most is top 25%.
There's a
I
difference
just
between.
asked you very specific. Who mixes it up more and puts more money on in the pots?
Right, but that doesn't mean you're playing more hands.
More than the average or most is 2 different things.
I know I'm not the most.
That doesn't-
bro. I don't want to be the most. I don't strive to be the most. The only thing that I wanted to do was poke a hole in there that I'm tight. Because
Are you willing to gamble? Of course. Do you play more hands than the average person? Not at all.
yes, you just said I played more hands than
No. You're willing to.
5 out of the 9 people.
You're willing to mix it up. That's what I thought we were asking. Not if you play
How
more
would you
hands.
take that, bro? Do you mix it up? Do you play more hands?
I'll explain this
that's
very.
the same shit.
No,
bro.
hold
That's
on.
the same
I'll explain
shit.
this very clearly.
Tomato.
No, hold on. Listen.
Penis, dick.
If you whoa, if you didn't play a hand for an hour, and I said, all right, hey, you guys want to flip for stacks? You'd be like, all right, I'm down. That doesn't mean you're playing more hands. That just means that you're willing to gamble at that moment.
There will never, ever be a time in my poker career that I don't play in hand for an hour. It is very difficult for me to go more than 5 hands without getting into a pot. I'm recording my whole session today, actually. I'm going to make sure my phone's fully charged. We're Rampage.
Rampage is the man, by the way. And he just won a big tournament.
Yeah,
but now you're purposely going to...
No, I'm just going to record how the normal way that I play. Because I told you, I'm not going to adjust the way that I play.
Well, I'm telling you the normal way you play.
To appease you.
So you're very tight.
You're telling me your stupid Filipino opinion.
Tight and fucking scared. And, never scared, but definitely tight.
Not tight. Yeah. Nobody that knows me would say that I'm tight.
I must have just been playing Josh in pub games or something.
Right.
Bro, I've played pub poker 4 times in the last 18 months. You just want to be included so bad in your opinion of poker.
Before the 18 months, though,
but yeah,
I think I played you probably 50 times.
Before that, but like pre-COVID, you're saying?
Yeah.
When I played pub, I was probably tight. Like I wanted to win those most of the time.
So the only examples that I know of playing you were above tight average.
Yeah, 3 years ago for sure.
Well, here's the reality. So, like, you're not a fucking idiot. Right? You agree to that? Josh is not an idiot.
That's
right?
100% true.
Okay, right.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know.
You can't go around the table and
hold
say
on.
that. You're not going to get a unanimous agreement.
you know that.
He was afraid to keep going. He knows. I'm like, oh, ask me, bitch. Ask me if he's a fucking idiot.
You know that a basic foundational way of winning, like the easiest way, is just to play less hands. And I think that's a very disciplined way of approaching the game.
I think your game evolves though. So at that point, 3 years ago, when even
you're not a
splashy. Okay. Before, definitely tight. But as the game evolves, now I feel like, hey, that's the basic level of poker. Mm-hmm. You open up a little bit with what you're willing to raise with, what you're willing to 3-bet with. 3 years ago, I probably wasn't 3-betting or 4-betting with something that wasn't like queens or better.
But we're not. We're talking about number of hands, not. Opening up ranges.
Bro, open up ranges is a direct correlation to the number of hands you play.
I don't know. It's
what,
not.
Bro? Let me ask you this.
It's not at all.
If I tell you, bro, let me just chill. What's up? If I only raise with aces, and I play 1,000 hands,
right,
I'm only going to raise X amount of times. Okay, follow me for a second.
Oh, yeah.
If I say, hey, now I'm going to raise anytime I have aces, kings, queens, tens, jacks, or any suited connectors, do you think the amount of hands I play is going to go up?
In that scenario, yes.
But that is the scenario.
No,
that's the point that I'm trying to make. Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
The point that I'm making is I was playing 3 or 4 years. When I was playing 3 or 4 years ago,
the point I'm making is that I'm wrong.
I would only raise or re-raise with a very small number of hands.
I understand where you're going.
That amount of hands has increased dramatically.
I understand.
So naturally, it's impossible for the amount of hands that I play to not increase with it.
That's not necessarily true at all.
Okay.
Let's say you average 5 hands per hour.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
You can still average 5 hands per hour and open up your range. Okay. Right? I mean,
yeah. There's
we're like what at some point in your poker career or whatever you want to call it.
We've already hit the foundation of the point that I was trying to make, and you agreed and you said, of course, in that scenario. But that is the scenario. So there's really not a way that I'm going to allow you to frame this for what I said to not be true.
What?
Yes.
What I'm saying is that, like, so if I only play aces and then I decide not to play aces and I only decide to play 2-5.
You think I decide to not play aces anymore?
No, I'm just trying to prove a point that your range is totally separate from the amount of hands you play.
The point you're trying to make is fucking wild, bro. Like the example you're using is
very black and white.
If there are premium hands that I always raise with,
just because you
and
play
I open my range, it doesn't mean, or I'm telling you for a fact that I don't not raise with those hands anymore. Those hands are still premium. They always constitute a raise. Yeah, I could, bro. I could just not play.
Then you just proved my point.
I could just not play at all.
So
bro.
Range has.
See, dude. Sometimes it's pretty difficult to converse with you, like pragmatically, because you're not looking to understand or actually learn or make sense.
I'm trying to teach you.
You're trying to have a got you moment. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to paint a picture in a tiny box of a really fucking minute point and say, is that possible? Okay, then I'm right.
No.
You do this, yeah. It's
No.
one of it's a. I don't want to say character flaw.
It's the way
but it's
that
a
I think.
conversational flaw.
No, that's the way I think. That's
The way that you
I
think is,
process
hey, if
information.
there's one scenario that makes me right, I'm going to cling to it for dear life.
I don't care about right or wrong.
That's the only thing you care about in that scenario, anyway. In that scenario, you tried to be right. You did everything you could to be right, bro.
Listen, if you played one hand
You
an hour,
threw a grain of rice.
I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop the
bag
mic
of
here,
rice
right?
and said, "Is it possible that my grain is still on top?"
If you play one hand an hour and you all of a sudden you started playing 4 or 5 suited, you opened up your range, but your number of hands that you're playing has not increased. That's all I'm saying.
If I only raise
Range
with,
has nothing to do with it.
if I only raise with aces, right? If I only raise with aces,
Yeah.
and I get aces the first hand,
Yep.
and I get aces the second hand,
Okay.
did I play more hands per hour?
What?
Exactly.
What do you mean? I'm trying.
Exactly.
No, I'm trying to understand. Don't say exactly. I'm asking. I'm asking like a legit question. What are you talking about?
Well, here's another question for both of you. Right?
Did you ask him anything?
But listen, if I won $100,000 tournament tomorrow, and then
Can we keep it realistic, please?
3 weeks from now, I win $300,000.
Yeah.
Am I a better poker player than both of you?
Yes. If you can win a six-figure tournament, you're
So
better than me,
if I
bro.
win a $100,000 tournament tomorrow, and then 3 weeks from now I go buy in another tournament
Yeah.
and win $300,000,
Yeah.
I'm automatically better at a poker player than both of you guys.
No,
Yes.
not at all.
100%.
But it comes back to the point that Josh made before, where it's.
Are you agreeing with me?
If you're agreeing with
No,
me,
All right, bro.
I'm disagreeing with
Oh,
you.
all right. So it doesn't matter then.
well, you can't be results oriented.
But isn't that the whole game of poker? Whoever makes the most money is the best player in the world.
No, because
No,
Antonio Esfandiari won a fucking $10 million. Like it's a
Selps
thing.
is horrible. She has
I
like
think-
she has a record.
Esfandiari is one of the top.
I'm not
5
saying that he's not the
players
best, but
ever.
at one point he was like the winningest tournament player. But I don't know if I'd say he was the best tournament player.
Winningest. Is that a word?
I love Esfandiari, by the way.
No, I do too. He's fucking phenomenal. He's one of my favorites.
My favorite by
But
far.
what the point that I'm trying to make is you can get lucky once. I mean, I won't say any last names, but Michelle has won a fucking massive big tournament. I think over 20K. Is she a better?
She did in Omaha.
You think she's a better Omaha player than you?
Michelle's not a bad player.
Michelle's a good player, by the way.
She's a
Is she
good
better
player.
than you?
No.
Okay, that's what I don't think one or two
But I'm
scores
also
make
going to
it.
say that. But for
All right, who is better than you?
Than me?
B-Rod.
It
Yeah.
depends on what.
Life.
In tournaments, Danny's better than me for sure.
Oh, I meant in like just podcast stuff.
Josh, for sure. Josh is the best.
So you're saying Danny's better than you in tournament?
In multi-table, large field tournaments, yes. Because I get too emotional.
That are held at Foxwoods
Right.
on Wednesdays after 10 p.m.
No, I mean,
I think Michelle's actually a great player. I will never take away. You know,
Michelle actually.
I can't say
I had her
it.
go on to ACR. And she
I want
banged
to
a
say
bunch
it,
of
but I
tournaments
can't
in
say
ACR
it.
too.
I'll say this. Again, based off of my personal definition, she can transition from cash to tournament very well. She can hold her own.
one thing I can say
I'll never
about-
take that away from her.
The one thing I can say
She's
about
welcome
Michelle,
at my cash games anytime.
every time I play against Michelle, I feel like I'm always in an all-in or call situation. Like I'm always pressured. I'm always like put to the test.
Right. It's
a
not like
good-
playing everybody else.
Yeah, it's a good thing to like be pressured back. But she gets
Yeah.
the same thing from me too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But you at least you recognize the fact that she can hold her own.
Yeah. So to go back to the question where you said who's a better poker player?
Yeah.
Like, specifically in cash games, I think I'm a better poker player than Danny. In multi-table big field tournaments, Danny's a better poker player than me.
Yeah,
Right.
I would probably say 100% the same thing. In bro, I don't even play tournaments to know whether or not I'm good. You know what I mean? I know the basic tournament strategy, and that's kind of it. Like tight early, open up, and then really open up towards the end. And then like pre-stack, fucking like shove ranges. When your stack is here, you should shove with these hands. I know the basics, bro. So yeah, I would say he's better than me. You might even be. Danny's definitely better than me in
See, I
tournaments.
think I'm a better than you in tournaments just because you don't play tournaments a lot. Like if we're going to play $1 million tournament in whatever Florida or something, I think I have an edge over you. But if we were playing a big 5-10 cash game, like I don't know.
No, you know.
Well, I don't.
You know. I
So
know,
we'll see
you
you
know.
at 5 tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously,
It's hard
actually,
to gauge. It really is. It's
I don't
it's
think
hard.
it is.
Isn't
I don't
weird,
think it
though?
is
Isn't
because-
weird, though, it's all about money though. Like if somebody wins $1 million, they're better.
No. It's not. To me, it's about consistency and how frequently you win. Your percentage. If you play this many tournaments, how often are you winning them? 70%, or how often are you cashing? 70% of the time, 80% of the time, 12.
If I win the main event, I'm an amazing poker player.
No,
I played one
but
tournament
is that your
I won.
perspective?
It's like Jamie Gold.
I think it's
I don't care about the general public. I'm having a podcast with 2 people right now.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else. Is it your perspective?
I mean, anybody that wins the main event, I think they're a great poker player automatically.
Jamie Gold.
Chris Moneymaker? Chris
All right,
Moneymaker?
we just
Moneymaker?
Talk about
Moneymaker's actually better than Jamie Gold.
Jamie Gold was shit, bro. You know? Like, I don't know. I think, again, I don't care about the public non-poker playing perception.
Right.
But I think when you ask, like, avid players, bro, it's not just a who made the most money. It's a who's done it consistently. You know what I mean?
It's not just about money.
Phil Ivey isn't the biggest tournament. He doesn't have the most tournament winnings. Probably not even the most cash winnings. But if you ask anybody, he's among the greatest. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I witnessed it last night. So like, it's on a smaller scale of exactly what you're saying. Some chick,
Hero called $70 on the river where they saw.
No, she called a pretty large bet. I'm not going to go into the action, but anyway, it was like probably a $350 call. She was right, and she lost. So like somebody from the outside might be like, "Well, you lost, so you suck." But no, she made the right fucking call.
No poker player is gonna say you lost, so you suck. No, hold on.
No, knowledgeable poker player.
Correct. If you talk to somebody like that, that's the kind of player that you want to come play with you.
Exactly.
Always.
They don't understand the game.
You know? And it's, you know what's crazy? It's one of my best friends, bro. Probably the guy I spend more time with. He's been playing the game forever, and he's still like that.
Who?
I'm not gonna say his name, obviously.
Why?
Yeah, just because it's, I just don't want to.
You're like, you.
No, but it'll constantly be like, like we'll talk about
I'm not
it.
gonna say on the podcast.
And I
don't want to put you on blast.
I'll question
Put
him.
on my camera angle only.
I'll question him, and I'll just be like, how did you play how did you make that call right there? Or why did you do that? And he's like, dude, did I win or did I lose? I'm like, bro.
Oh,
if after you're playing this long, if that's still even where your brain
I already
goes
know who you're
to,
talking about. I know you don't. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Once you said that, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, my bad. I was trying to protect your image.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Right, in the way that I said it.
Yes.
Like, dude, did I win or did I lose? All right, then. Shut the fuck up. You know exactly.
Yeah, you can't be like fucking. Yeah, you can't be results oriented like that.
Nah. What a game though. I love poker, man. It's cool. What's crazy is after COVID, bro, I lost the love to play. Like I wasn't playing much. I didn't care to play.
Yeah.
I wasn't even interested in go playing. Bro, you play all the time. You say you live at Foxwoods.
99% of my friends play poker. Like where am I going? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when I was in the mood to not play, like when I wasn't feeling it, I just didn't play, bro. I did other shit. But I don't know. Recently, over the past, I'd say like year and a half, since you know what it was, man, is I've always just preferred cash poker to tournaments. So when everything shut down, like there wasn't much that, but the thing was that like there was always access to cheap tournaments, and I didn't really have a lot of money. Like I was broke, so playing $20 poker was like my only option. But yeah, since COVID, like even during COVID, when there were a couple of like underground house games, and I feel like my preference is always home games. I don't know why. I just really enjoy the dynamic, and I think it ties back to what you said earlier. I look at it and I enjoy it much more when it's social, and that could be a leak in my own game, bro. Because as of right now, you can't get me to go to Foxwoods. You can't get me to sit at a table that you dub like a tough game to beat because it's boring. I'm not about to sit. My time is, to me, I think my time is valuable. I'm not about to sit down for 3 hours being miserable trying to beat a game that's like dead in the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
like, I get it.
I think that's why I always prefer home games, because naturally there's just a more social dynamic to it. I have more fun. Yeah. Typically more people are, like throwing some back, having, making jokes. It's not as white and black with like sticklers to the rules. You know what I mean?
The problem with house games, though, for me, is that there's normally, and not for every game, but normally there's time limits, and it's not fed constantly, right?
Yeah.
Once it gets down to like four-handed, you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, that's just a different aspect of the game.
It's definitely a bad thing. I mean, I don't think there's ever a scenario when the money stops coming into the game that it's not a bad thing. That's just kind of, it is what it is.
We're at a casino, it's always fed. There's usually always a full game.
Yeah, that's definitely
a
pro.
The other aspect is because I have I have some friends that, throw regular games, and they're always like, dude, why don't you come? Why don't you come? Why don't you come? And that let's say I used to frequent all the time. There's a certain aspect of when I want to play poker, sometimes I want to feel like I'm out. You know, I don't want the home game feeling. I want to feel like I'm actually out. Like I'm, you know, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird
strange.
one. I don't get or understand that feeling.
Yeah, there's a difference between, like, let's say going to the casino, I feel like I'm out. There's all brand new faces versus sitting in a basement with the same faces every week. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, so you're just looking to get out. You're not really looking to play poker. You're just looking to be out.
Yeah, poker serves you know, different means of, you know, entertainment, social aspect. You know,
Yeah, I feel like I think I do a good job. I don't even know if it's a good job is the right word, but I've never had an issue separating the two entirely. You know, like if I want to go play poker, if I want to go and be social, I'm just going to go out and be social. But if I want to play poker, I'm going to play poker and probably find a social place to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
if what you're saying, if I just want to be out, then I'll just go out. Like poker doesn't have to be involved in that, you know?
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I can totally
I think
see
that's
that.
important too, man, because I know a lot of people that like they will not go out, you know, and just go out and have drinks and dinner or anything unless there's poker involved. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Which I think is weird.
Well, and that's the thing. So, like, you know, I like smoking cigars. So do you. So does a lot of our friends, actually. Not a lot, but certain friends. I wish there was you know, we could put everything together. Smoke cigars, have some drinks, play some poker, and it is constantly fed. Like, you know.
Soon, my
That would
friend.
be
Soon.
fucking awesome. What'd you say, Sue?
Soon.
Oh,
Once we
they said Sue.
once the podcast makes us millionaires
Sue Madre?
and we buy a studio and George gets promoted to security at the door, we're gonna be fucking chilling.
Cardin, motherfucker.
George is so down. He's like, yo, if the price is right, I don't care what I'm doing.
Zero folks.
He's like, whatever title you want. You want me to ring bells when you walk in the door? I got you. Just pay me.
Fair.
That's good. We want the leniency.
My boy said that
Do a
once.
meeting every day at 4 a.m. for an Asian company.
Yeah.
Cheers. Hey, I haven't seen you pushing the buttons a lot, bro. I hope you're not stuck on this
What are you
side by
talking
side
about?
I
view.
got it on the middle, and I'm just gonna get drunk.
You don't have the make sure you're not
Literally,
overusing
he
that
was just
side by
like
side
writing up
view.
a report. All I heard was like,
That's it.
No, the side by side view is nut low, bro. Make sure that's not too high.
All right, we'll go to Josh.
hey, well, put it this way. You know, that side by side view, though, you know, it shows the reaction of what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
So, like, from
From the viewer standpoint, though, it's
standpoint, yeah.
it's dull and it's lame. Think of
I think just
people in
focusing on
general.
you is dull and lame.
Just maybe that's why we switched back to you. But it's like think about when you watch a movie.
I switched at the perfect time.
If you watch a movie, bro, and you just see one stagnant image the whole time, it sucks. You're not gonna watch that movie.
Well, this is definitely not a movie.
But even watching a podcast, you don't watch many podcasts, so I don't think.
How the fuck do you know what I do?
You tell me what you do, bro.
You only suck at poker. And everything.
Like you really
Like,
have
no matter
a
what
bad
you
eye.
say, it's not true.
You really have a bad eye for podcasts. But no, it's
Bro, I'm gonna spit on that, all the controls.
that's a fireable and killable offense.
No, actually, when we
Just think
started the
about it.
podcast,
Even when we hold on, I'll let you
I
finish.
didn't watch any podcasts at all. But
I know.
since then,
I can
watched
tell.
this one.
I
can tell.
I didn't watch my own.
Jay's like, "What's a podcast? You want to start a
I've
what?"
never seen my own podcast ever.
No, it's like because even when we share clips with each other, bro, it's like the fucking one view of one person and then swapping to the other people as they talk is just so much more appealing to anybody that's watching it. And I think there's some logic behind it too, because when you think when you like think of us as a human, bro, like people just need to be
Think of us as a human.
as humans, like being stimulated is always fucking like when you're scrolling on something,
Yeah.
what catches your eye more? Just an image or like a video? The movement, you know what I mean?
Well, of course, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I think it ties into all the same shit, bro. That's why like more people are
Well, that's why
likely
this
to-
podcast is failing.
I mean, it's definitely it's definitely a contributor, bro. It's a contributor, but it's all right. I have a feeling that I'm going to be making some changes soon that are going to be big.
Oh fuck! I'm out.
Hey, clip that,
That's great. He's like, oh fuck.
bro. Clip that so bad. No, but that like if you're scrolling right and you see a video,
Who is this
you're-
fucking guy? He's like, I'm gonna make some changes. What are you, a fucking?
Yo,
I mean, what change could there be? There's two of you and one of me.
Like, there's literally two people in this podcast. He's like, I'm gonna make some changes. What the fuck?
Definitely the guy.
don't be
for
so sure.
sure.
Don't be so sure, bro. Don't.
He just takes it upon himself. Like,
There's
literally fucking.
Trust me. I don't want the
There's three people-
responsibility.
there's three
I don't
people
want
in
the
this-
responsibility, but
There's me,
have
you, and George, and you're like,
There's-
well, you know what? I'm going to
there's
make
me.
some executive decisions
If
here.
this is my last day, let's get some shots going.
there's me, and then my assistant host, and
Assistant host.
assistant to the host. No, but so think about like if you're scrolling Facebook or anything, and there's a video, but there's sound on it, but you don't like most of us don't have the sound on. You'd have to turn the sound on.
Yeah.
A lot of us will just scroll by that video, but if you see the subtitles, you'll watch it for a second longer because you're just the movement is catching your attention. It's like a fish with something shiny, bro. I don't know.
No,
I don't know why. I don't know why people prefer the back and forth view, but they do, and I speak for all people when I say that.
I speak for everybody.
I speak for all 7, maybe 8 billion people in this world. That's why Americans don't like soccer, bro. It's one fucking view of the game back and forth.
See, like when you say
Football, they cut to all these different angles, and they're like, wow.
so when you just said like, oh, I'm going to be making some changes. If we saw George's fucking reaction, that would have been classic. You know, like he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, so actually thought, like, there's nothing, I'd like to put a camera on him for that, but first of all, I don't think he'll ever put it on himself.
Facts.
Like, we need an override button here to show his camera,
Absolutely.
which we can set up. But there's the logistics of where's that camera going to go? Right in front of him directly?
Looking right at his face.
We have the camera. We should do it for next time, actually. We have the technology. Yeah, you have to clip that. Oh, fuck, bro.
You know what makes that hilarious is because it was so genuine. Like
Yeah.
you literally fuck it's me.
There's 2.5 people in the podcast. We're gonna make some big.
Yo, that's so
We're
shit.
cost cutting.
I
Oh,
said,
fuck.
I said he was the assistant, not a half a person.
Omar's gonna be in the seat next week.
Omar. What up, Omar?
I'd love to hire Omar for a day just to like sit here silently, not say anything, but maybe hold like a glass of ice or something for us.
the
bro.
fuck?
Just something so random. Like, do you remember we had that big mask in the background?
Yes. Dude, I was thinking
That
about
like
it the other
big
day.
mouse head was just chilling in the back. Yo, do you still have it?
I don't.
Oh, I was gonna say bring that, bro. It'd be nice to just put that aesthetically in the back.
We should
somewhere.
wear that one episode.
Omar told me that I should charge $650 per podcast.
What is he?
What does he think you do? And why does he think you're that irreplaceable, bro?
We don't listen to dreamers.
Yeah. Speaking of actually though, speaking of like charging for the podcast, if there's anybody out there that knows how to push some buttons and doesn't mind wearing headphones,
Big change.
George's position is opening up.
we're hiring. We're hiring. Nah, I couldn't, bro. There's a dude with you. It's a lot to deal with, man.
I think George.
I wanted to follow up with something nice, bro, so bad, but I,
I think
don't
he
know
actually
how.
adds a certain dynamic.
I want to say something nice about George.
I drew a blank. I'm like, listen. I'm like, you get a little annoying sometimes, and it's hard to
Get a
deal
little
with.
annoying.
Hey, but
He couldn't think of what to come.
but you understand the shit, like you get it, bro. You get it good.
I'm dead.
I don't think anybody else fits the position better than actually George,
Fucking crying.
because he was with us before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like who else?
Who else would have done that?
Yeah, that was it. I get why you're jaded. I'll be honest with you, bro. That sucked. Like, we're just sitting and drinking and having fun with the guests. George is sitting there with a laptop in each hand and a foot pedal clicker for a mouse, bro. We're like, give us more angles. We got 3 different mics. We're like, why do they all sound different, bro?
All different levels.
He's editing fucking video. And he's like, all right, guys, clap so I know when to start the video. Oh yeah, that was just nothing but duct tape earlier.
Hey, when I watch our old episodes, I fucking cry laughing. I didn't realize how fucking funny they are. Like between the commentary that you throw in, and it's just like these one-liners. You're like great at these, like just like all of a sudden just random fucking comment. I'm like fucking. I'm serious. It's like 3 a.m. I'm watching an episode.
Today, Junior.
I'm laughing in my bed. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, it takes, I guess, a different appreciation.
Laughing in bed, bro. Like, I literally
Hog slapping.
When I read that, yo, I had to like muffle my volume because I thought my family was gonna wake. I haven't laughed that hard, bro.
That's it.
And
See you guys next week.
dude, and you know when you're like,
All right, let's
you
wrap
think
this
you're
up.
done, you think you're done laughing, you're like, And then you think about it, bro, and you fucking
It was
die
like
again.
perfect fucking timing, and I felt so bad.
Yo, he's like, wait.
She's like, my girl
I'm out.
is so drunk, and I'm like, I want to hog slap her with my cock on cam. I'm like, yo,
George goes, I'm out. He goes, wait, no, not your girl, somebody else. I was like, yo.
and it just went fucking on and on for a good couple hours.
Yeah, no. So when I watch, dude, that's why it's funny, right, George? Because we give you a hard time. By we, I mean me. But when we got all this tech and shit, ask Jay. The first thing I said was like, George is gonna love this, like, because everything he did before just got incredibly easier now, and there's a much better result. You know what I mean? It was like fucking, we shaved off all the bullshit, bro, and got all the good stuff. And we're still not even like that. Like, our shit's good quality, but it can.
Oh, you can get a lot better.
It can get a lot. It will get a lot better, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, it's probably time.
Is
to
it
say
that time?
If you guys always go to like 1 hour and 30 minutes, no matter, you guys always say like, "Is it that time?" At 1:20, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's
Really?
about that time.
No joke. The last 2 episodes have been within 3 minutes of 1:30, and you're at 1:20.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Okay. We got 10 more minutes to kill, apparently. Anyways, I would say, yeah, if you listened, thanks for listening. If you're watching, sorry for the boring lack of transitions, but thanks for watching. And
Well, hey, no, actually, hey, listen.
hey, drop a comment. Tell us if you like.
Transition to
Tell,
John for an hour and a half.
tell us if you like the switching or the side-by-side stagnant, boring, dull view.
If you're interested in being a guest and you think that you're interesting, please
No.
message us. Message us.
If you think that you're, what are you gonna do now?
I wanna see-
when someone messages you and you don't respond.
That's what happened. Like, no,
If you think,
no.
I mean, bro, it's so hard to say if you think, because we're not even that interesting, bro. Like, we just have shit takes on shit, bro.
No, well, you know, there's a certain value that we add to people's lives.
If you want to watch two losing poker players argue about who's better at losing less, tune in.
I definitely don't lose less.
Oh, you lose less because the problem is you buy, like, you're a one bullet king. You know, you'll buy in, sit on that stack for 4 hours, and then you lose and you're out. I'll keep filling that game. I'll show you.
Stop it, man.
I'll just fire bullet after bullet. So, anyways, let's end there. Josh, the one bullet king, signing off.
Later.
Peace. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what a way to end it.